I trust Enid has given you the old Nevermore welcome.
She's been smothering me with hospitality. I hope to return the favor.
Wednesday Season 2 is already shaping up to be pretty different from Season 1 in a lot of ways. But before we get into that, let's talk about the teaser. Tyler is back. The way Wednesday glares at him while he looks just as intense and dangerous as before gives me chills, just like when he was wreaking havoc at Nevermore Academy and Jericho. Season 2 doesn't have a release date yet, but we know it's coming in 2025. And honestly, I'm most excited to see Tyler again. I think Wednesday and Tyler should team up in Season 2. In the new teaser, Wednesday spots Tyler at a psychiatric hospital called Willow Hill, which makes me wonder, what if the show takes a page from The Silence of the Lambs? Wednesday could visit Tyler to get info on her stalker and help solve more mysteries at Nevermore Academy. Tyler isn't as dangerous as Hannibal Lecter, but he definitely has that same mysterious, untrustworthy vibe. It would be interesting to see them figure out a new dynamic. I wasn't a fan of their romance in Season 1 for two reasons. I don't think a love story fits Gough Wednesday Addams, and I think their dynamic is way more compelling as just friends. If Wednesday keeps visiting Tyler at Willow Hill, they could dig into the stalker mystery while also figuring out what their friendship looks like now that his big secret is out. I'm also curious if Wednesday will help Tyler escape from Willow Hill, or at least try to prove he's not entirely to blame. Yeah, he hurt people as the Hyde, but he's not a full-on killer. Since Wednesday has her own dark side, she gets that people are more complicated than they seem. I could totally see her confronting Tyler's dad, Sheriff Gulpin, and convincing him that Tyler needs a second chance, maybe even letting him go home to work on himself. It's always fun watching Wednesday make new friends at Nevermore, especially with someone as sweet and bubbly as Enid. But I also want to see more of her dynamic with Tyler because they actually have a lot in common. They're both outsiders who feel like the world doesn't fully understand them. Of course, now that Wednesday knows the truth about Tyler, their whole relationship has shifted. What if Season 2 turns into a creepy, mysterious cat-and-mouse game between them? Wednesday might even start questioning whether Tyler himself is her stalker. In an interview with pop culturalist Hunter Duen opened up about connecting with Tyler Gulpin, especially when it came to Tyler's family struggles. He shared that he could relate to the character's pain and loss, saying, "I felt like I had a good understanding of where Tyler started out, even before we meet him, because he lost his mom at a young age. I lost my dad 5 years ago. I understood the pain to bring to that underbelly." While Wednesday Season 2 will feature more of the Addams family, it also needs to explore how Wednesday and Tyler's relationship has changed now that she knows his big secret. In the same pop culturalist interview, Hunter Duen talked about their bond in Season 1, saying she slowly begins to trust him. He finds moments when he's charmed by her darkness and oddness, as opposed to being turned off as everyone else is. From the sneak peek and the recent teaser featuring Tyler, it looks like Wednesday's next chapter will be just as gripping as the first season. But Wednesday Season 2 is going to be very different from Season 1, especially when it comes to expectations. Back in 2022, people were excited about Wednesday because of its cast and premise, but there was no guarantee it would be a hit. Now, after the massive success of Season 1, fans are expecting something just as good, if not better. There are some big milestones Season 2 will need to hit. The first season scored 73% from critics and 85% from audiences on Rotten Tomatoes, so the new season will have to match or exceed those ratings. Plus, it'll need to pull in just as many watch hours to be considered a true success. At the end of the day, Wednesday Season 2 has to prove it was worth the long wait. Another big change coming in Wednesday Season 2 is that every episode will feel like a movie. Jenna Ortega revealed this in a 2023 interview with E! News, explaining that the new season's episodes will have a more cinematic feel, which wasn't necessarily the case in Season 1. This likely means each episode will have its own complete story arc and a distinct tone. At first, this might sound like a weird choice for a TV show, but it actually seems like a great improvement. Ortega's comment suggests Season 2 will be more dramatic, action-packed, and self-contained, making each episode feel like a full experience instead of just a piece of a larger story. One of the biggest shakeups in Wednesday Season 2 is its cast. Over the past few months, the show has confirmed new additions and some departures. New faces joining the series include Steve Buscemi, Billy Piper, Evie Templeton, Owen Painter, and Noah Taylor. On the flip side, Percy Hines-White, who played Xavier Thorpe, won't be returning. The Addams family will have a bigger presence as series regulars, and Dunkel Fester is set to guest star again. The biggest surprise? Lady Gaga is officially part of Wednesday Season 2, though her role is still a mystery. These casting changes hint at fresh storylines and character dynamics. Since Wednesday isn't exactly the most sociable person, it'll be fun to see how she interacts with all these new faces. Plus, with more focus on the Addams family and the outcasts, Season 2 is set to expand Nevermore's world in a big way. One of the biggest teasers Jenna Ortega has dropped about Wednesday Season 2 is that it will be darker than the first. While Season 1 already had plenty of dark moments, intense situations, and shocking betrayals, Season 2 looks set to dive into even more emotionally heavy moments with serious consequences for the characters. This darker tone is a positive shift for the series. Wednesday has a wide fan base, but it's especially popular among young adults, and leaning into a more mature, intense atmosphere will give Season 2 a sharper edge. This approach could make the show feel more sophisticated and might even make it easier for fans to take it more seriously compared to the first season. In addition to being darker, Wednesday Season 2 is also set to be scarier than the first. While Season 1 already had its spooky moments, the new season is leaning even more into the horror side of things. Expect a shift in tone. Where Season 1 had a mix of lighthearted moments and terror, Season 2 is focusing more on pure horror with a chilling atmosphere that'll feel different from the first season. One key way this fear factor will show is through the villains and monsters. In Season 1, we had the Hyde, a terrifying creature that caused chaos at Nevermore. Season 2 promises to take things even further, potentially introducing an even scarier monster. Whether it's a new, horrifying creature or a disturbingly unsettling human villain, the stakes will definitely be higher in the scare department. Now, the biggest shift coming in Wednesday Season 2, in my opinion, is a decrease in romantic subplots. In Season 1, Wednesday found herself caught in an awkward love triangle between Xavier and Tyler. But since romance never really felt true to her character, who's more focused on herself than caring about others, it makes sense that Season 2 would pull back on the romance and focus more on Wednesday's own development. That doesn't mean Wednesday will be completely off the love radar for the rest of the series. In fact, introducing a romance could be an interesting and impactful change, but it needs to feel natural for her character. Since Wednesday is just starting to care about her peers, any romantic connection would take time to develop. Season 2 could be the perfect setup for that evolution. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, because if you don't, piranhas might show up in your swimming pools or bathtubs. So, see you next time.